Hey, thanks for being here as I sit down with a stranger and let the conversation flow. I'm your aesthetics appreciating host, Bridget Denahan. In part 2 of our Jason Hollis episode, he gets into his forthcoming book, So You Want to Be a Rock Star, meeting his dream girl and immediately locking it down for life, getting bands anything they want when negotiating a record deal, and going from a Southern Baptist upbringing to finding a yogi and guru that led him to discovering the power of meditation. Could you name one or a couple of people that maybe you were thinking of when you were younger and you're like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm sharing space with this person or these people?
I mean, there's...
The fact that you're having trouble narrowing it down says a lot.
Well, I think for me, artist-wise, not so much. It's been producers and managers that really inspired me. So, like, I think I said something earlier about Andrew Luke Oldham. He was just a hero of mine growing up. I've still never met him, right? But I had a blog that I did when blogs were cool. I think in 2006
I remember
or whatever.
Sure.
And it was called International Trendsetter. And I did a review on Andrew Luke Oldham's book called Stoned, and he ended up commenting on the blog. And so I wrote back and I was like, "Is this Andrew Luke Oldham?" And I got an email back, "Indeed."
So good.
And I was like, holy shit. And so I wrote him and I told him, I was like, look, you've been an influence of mine for a long time. I've studied you, I kind of dress like you, like I've modeled myself. And we ended up becoming like email pen pals.
Oh, cute.
And it was interesting because he lives in Bogota, Colombia now. Mm-hmm. But it was one of those things where, like, if I had a question, guidance on this thing, I'd reach out to Andrew and he'd write me back and he'd tell me what he thought.
Incredible.
So for me, it was really about like Rick Rubin, Don Was, these big producer guys that I kind of looked up to. Those were when I'd walk into the room, I'd be like, oh man, here we go.
It's all happening.
This is cool. Because I've met like celebrity wise, I've never been, I'm not a fan person, fangirl, fanboy, whatever they're called.
Fan human.
I've just been around celebrities for a long time. So they're just people, I know a lot of them.
They're just people.
And so, yeah, for me, it was all about like the producers and meeting like Doc McGee, just meeting like legendary guys that I looked up to. The artists are the artists, and it's fun to work with them and see like real talent. But for me, it's like the guys behind the scenes that really make magic happen. That's what kind of gets me a little flustered sometimes.
I have a question for you. So, having done all the things that you've done in your life, when you meet someone, what the hell do you say that you do for a living?
Oh, I'm a producer. I mean, by trade, that's what I do. And producing means a lot of things.
Yeah.
I produce things. I make shit happen.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I make things happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's, working on a TV show, like I got to be in early developments with Ryan Seacrest, developing a TV show for YouTube, their first singing contest show. I got to work as the music director for a really cool show that I'm super proud of on Netflix. It's called Motown Magic. And it was basically to introduce kids from 8 to 12 to Motown music.
Can we still find this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's a cartoon. And that was one of the highlights for me was doing that. We did 32 episodes. And I got to work with living Motown musicians. I got to work. It was epic. But I think the highlight for me was going back to my childhood. Like that's what got me into music. So now I'm working on like this Emmy-winning TV show.
Full circle moment.
Yeah, that was trying to inspire kids and get them into Motown through cartoons. And I thought it was just legendary. But yeah, I don't know what I tell. I just tell people I'm a producer.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do.
You said earlier, and I don't know if we were recording that in the beginning, but you have one daughter.
I do.
How old was your daughter when you started working on that TV show? Was she aged out of that kind of learning, or?
No, actually.
Was it a sweet spot time for her?
It's funny. She sings background on, I think, 3 tracks.
No kidding.
That we used in the film. I got to work with Bob Mothersbaugh, who was in Devo. He and his brother Mark were in Devo. They formed Devo. So I worked with Bob on that, and Bob would bring his kids and his grandkids in.
Sure.
Bring Strummer in. So bring Strummer in.
Strummer's your daughter.
Strummer Hollis. How are you?
That's a great name. Shout out to your daughter.
Shout out to my baby.
Aww.
Yeah. But she grew up her whole life. She grew up in recording studios and around musicians.
And she's got a voice.
She's got a great voice. But I think my piece of advice to her, excuse me, a long time ago was you can do anything in this world that you set your mind to. You just can't be in the music business.
Rude, Dad. Rude.
Well, it's funny because my dad always kind of tried to not steer me out of it because he was very supportive. But I think his anxiety was he didn't know anything about it.
Sure.
And so I was going into uncharted territories for him. I've spent my whole life now studying and understanding the music business, and I know everything about it. So now I'm steering my daughter out of it. Like, find something else.
Is it because she's a woman?
No, it's because it's a cruel, hateful, terrible, backstabbing industry.
And yet, you love it.
I love what I do in it. I don't like the machine around it. I don't like Spotify. I don't like a lot of label deals. There's a lot of things that I don't like. It's funny. I just finished writing a book.
Yeah, you said earlier. Tell me more.
Talking about like giving back. So for me, it was like I wanted to take everything that I've learned in 30 years and like put it into like just a no excuses book.
What's it called?
It's called So You Want to Be a Rockstar.
Is it out yet?
Not yet. I just finished it.
Okay.
It's going to my agent, and then it's going to go to publishers. So if it doesn't get published, I'll self-publish it.
Need fresh content like social and web assets, copywriting, and more? Visit freshconsumables.com. So is this a scathing review of the industry? And are you telling people maybe, or giving the people advice on how it can work better?
It's not a scathing, it's not discouraging. It's basically a 17 lesson workbook. And it's geared to like the Gen Z generation, millennials.
It's education.
Yeah, that
cool.
Well, what I've learned is there's just a lot of people living in a fantasy bubble, and somebody's going to pop that bubble. And the thing is like nobody's coming to your rescue. And I think that the generation that we have currently, these younger kids, everything is based on a click, on a like, on a share, on how many numbers you have on a post. And there is something tangible to that, but there is something very false about that. And for me, it's going in and giving an outline of how to go do things yourself and really start to take action for a career, basically what I did, how to put a game plan together, how to, there's just steps of follow these steps and you're going to go from 10% to 90%. And it's really about taking hold of your career by yourself, because I think that we live in a time now where people think somebody's going to come in and do something for you. It's that instant gratification. And, back in my time, you had to pay your dues. And in this time, you still have to pay your dues. And if you can have an outline and a process of how to go about doing that, it just makes it that much easier.
It does make it easier. This is an interesting topic because, certainly my husband is also, he's like cuspy Gen X, a little bit older than me, but I'm Gen X as well. And we talk a lot about not wanting to be people who are like kids these days, right?
Yeah.
Because the kids are all right. The kids are always going to be all right.
Yeah, totally.
So it's a waste of time to be like they're getting it all wrong. But there are these areas where we have expertise. Our parents certainly had expertise in certain areas, and their parents and so on and so forth. What I think is interesting is the juxtaposition between what you just said, where it's like instant gratification, and you and I had to do things step by step and work really hard for success. But just using social media as an example, often you can blow up instantaneously or get, build a career based on something very superficial that you did one time really well, and then you keep doing that thing.
But it's a 0.01% chance.
That's a fact.
And there's 63,000 new artists coming up daily.
Yeah,
It's mental how many people are popping up.
for sure.
And for me, it's it's not about trying to tell somebody what to do. It's not about the what. It's addressing the why.
Yeah.
Why you should do this. Why if you have game plans and you have steps and you take action, you take control of your career, as opposed to being a statistic. Because the chances are that you're going to fail.
There's beauty in that.
Oh, listen, I celebrate the failure. I talk about that often. I celebrate failure. It's like I was talking to Russell Simmons one time, and we were talking about this topic. And Russell said to me, he's like, Hollis, nobody gives a fuck about my failures. He said, 98% of everything I've ever done in my life are failures. He said, they only want to talk about the 1%, my success.
Right.
And you have to celebrate the failures, epically, because when the wins come, they're going to be followed by another failure or another letdown, Mm-hmm. So for me, it was really kind of taking the roadmap and the game plan that I used, and it's always addressing the why, why you should do this as opposed to what. And I think looking at taking what I've done and taking on that mentor role of like big brother, and I think that I've explained it well in the writing, and it's got actionable steps. It's everything that I've ever done. And for me, it's like, I want to see people succeed, I want to be around successful people. I want to help level people up. But you have to do the work, and it's not easy. And people need to be told that, because I think there's been a shield around it not being easy, Not everybody gets a participation trophy,
Sure.
So you got to do the work. But if you do the work and you take steps and you take action and you have game plans, you start to level up, and build momentum. And, for me, it took 30 years to do that. I'd like to be able to help people do that in way half that time, because you can be a very successful artist, a very successful musician, a very successful producer or DJ without ever being on TMZ, without ever being written up in a newspaper or a blog or on Rolling Stone. You can have a life, and you can have a very successful life doing that without anybody knowing your name, And there's steps of achieving that. I think that when you chase fame, that's when it starts, the gray areas start to come in, I think you have to keep your ego in check, and you just have to keep your head down. You got to work your ass off. And then the money starts coming in, But you always have to have a game plan.
You seem you're a confident person in a room, but you seem quite low ego. Do you feel like you have kept your ego in check and state, oh, really?
No.
You think you have a big one?
No. Listen, I keep it in check, but does it blow up sometimes? Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially when I know that I'm right. Somebody's telling me I'm wrong about something. I'm like, sit down. Let's talk. Listen, I think everybody's got it to some point. I think it's just, but I don't think that I have ego. I have confidence. And sometimes I have,
sure.
Can be overconfident.
But does fame matter to you?
No.
Okay.
I'd rather have the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me what you have in your life right now, in your personal life, that has nothing to do with your career, that makes you happy.
Well, I have a beautiful wife, and I have a beautiful daughter. And that brings me more joy than anything.
How long have you been married?
19 years.
How'd you meet?
20. We've been together 20 something. It's funny. So I had a friend group in Los Angeles. My wife had the same friend group, and they were trying to get us together for about a year. And
okay.
I was busy. She was busy. She owned a very big fashion company in Los Angeles, and I was in between two record deals and making records. So our schedules were just crazy. Fast forward a year later, I'm at a party with my friends, the same friend group, at a housewarming party, and we're getting ready to leave, and she walks in the door, and I looked at one of my best friends, and I was like, that's the girl I'm going to marry. And they're like, that's the girl we've been trying to set you up with for a year.
What's her name?
Erin. Mrs. Hollis, as we like to call her. Yeah.
Okay, so you really said that.
I did. Yeah. And we've been together since that night.
That's beautiful. So that's your side of the story. What does she say when she saw you? Do you know?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Ask her tonight.
Okay. I mean,
report back. Send us an email.
We sat down and we talked at that party. I stayed. My friends left.
How did the introduction go? I mean, give me every juicy detail. Did your friend introduce you, or did you just go right up to her?
No, she came in and she said hi to the friend group, and they were like, "Oh, this is Jason. And then boom, we went off and we just started talking. And I got her number. I called her that night.
Nice.
I had to take my band to Magic Mountain. It's funny because in one of the record deals that we did, one of the demands, this is a bi-coastal bidding war, and when you're in that position, you can ask for anything, like private jet to New York, after hours Macy's for clothes. You can ask for anything.
Magic Mountain, was that on the request?
Yeah, we wanted to go to Magic Mountain, and we wanted to go there, and we wanted no lines. So they
Stop it.
Yeah, so we went an hour before it opened and got to go in the park, and they held the line for an hour. So we had 2 hours at Magic Mountain.
I'm crying.
So I had to go do that. And then on the way back, I called her and I was like, listen, I'll be back. It's going to be late. I'll be back like around 8 o'clock. Do you want to go grab a late dinner? And
Is this like the next day?
the next day,
Okay, so you're enthusiastic. You're like,
I'm on it. Yeah.
you're on it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we went to Iroha on Ventura Boulevard in Hollywood in Studio City. And that was our first date. And I don't remember our second date because I probably just moved in.
Yeah.
You know,
It was on.
It was on. Yeah, it was on. And we've been. She's my rock. She is the boss. Mrs. Hollis is the boss.
And you made a baby with her.
Oh yeah, we have a beautiful daughter, Strummer. She's named after Joe Strummer from The Clash.
Perfect.
That's another reason right there that I love my wife so much, because when we were having a child, we thought it was going to be a boy, and I was like, his name's got to be Strummer. And she's like, oh, that's a cool name. It's like, it's after my favorite band in the world, like The Clash, Joe Strummer. And she was like, oh, she's like into dance music and stuff. She doesn't know anything about rock and roll. She does now. She's like, oh, that's a great name. And then 6 months into her pregnancy, we found out we're having a girl, and we were like, well, Strummer's a great name.
Sure.
Like, it's a great name. So
Does your daughter love her name?
she does.
Yeah, it's
Got
cool.
to love.
Nobody else has it.
It's rad. You go to school and you're like, I'm here to see Strummer. You're like,
There's only one.
yeah, yeah. You know, past my family, I don't know. I love to work.
Yeah.
It's what I do.
I hear that.
Like I just want to, sent my daughter off to college 3 weeks ago, and I finished a book.
Not bad.
And then so like, I'm gonna get this published, and then I'm gonna find another project, and I'm gonna go do another project, and then I'm gonna do another project, and I'm always looking for bands, and that's what I love to do. I love hanging out with my friends, for sure. But past that, like hobbies, no, I don't have any hobbies.
That's okay.
Yeah, I love to work.
When you came in, you gave me 2 social media handles, and one of them was called the 8th Room.
8th Room, yeah.
What's that?
So that's my music venue here in Nashville. It's formerly the old Douglas Corner, which, do you know anything about the Douglas Corner?
I don't.
Okay, I'll give you a brief history.
Please do.
It's a Douglas Corner was a historical music venue.
Jonathan, do you know about it?
I have heard.
Okay.
So
No one more than me. Go Fig.
basically it was in the late 70s, I guess early 80s, 90s, there were 2 like institutions. There was the Bluebird Cafe and Douglas Corner. Everybody's played Douglas Corner. You're talking George Jones, Merle Haggard, Hank Jr., but Tony Brown signed Trisha Yearwood at the Douglas Corner. Blake Shelton was signed at the Douglas Corner off the stage. Garth Brooks,
Sounds like kind of a big deal.
Big and Rich, little dive bar on 8th Avenue. And that I used to hang out there back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And it went down during COVID. And I understand why. They had a 35-year run. The previous owner was getting older. Mm-hmm. And I think at that time, nobody knew what was going to happen with bars. They were shut down.
Right.
Was it going to be permanent?
Right.
So it's a good time to get out. It was also a good time to get in. So I kind of watched the Douglas Corner for a bit to see. I figured like Trisha Yearwood or somebody would come in and save it. It's kind of what I was expecting, to be honest with you. But nobody did. And I heard from the realtor that it was going to become a hookah bar. And I was like, there's no way in hell we can do that. We have to keep the stage. Like, this is an institution. So I went home to my wife and I said, I want to buy a bar. And, she was like, oh my God, are you serious? I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is a historic music venue. Like, we have to do this. We have to save it. So we took it over, I think into 2021 and renovated it. Spent a year renovating. I couldn't buy the rights to Douglas Corner. So I had to rebrand the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right. It couldn't be the same thing. So we went in and made it very beautiful inside. It's called the Eighth Room. And we have now kind of carried the torch that Douglas Corner flew. We've had so many people play our club. Like Shinedown opened the club up. Queen played the night before they did Bridgestone Arena last year.
Jeez.
Parker McCullum was there last week. So we've got these massive artists in there in a 150 cap room. And we don't do any advertising. It's if you know, you know. So we use our social media to kind of let people know what's going on. And word of mouth. But
Wow.
it's a cool spot. Yeah, everybody come check it out.
How do you, if I want to go see a show there, I follow you on social media
Yeah.
and then what, show up at the door? You do
Yeah.
online ticketing?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of secret shows that happen. Like clearly Queen being in the club is not going to be announced. So we use social media and we drop hints and we let people know,
Neat.
hey, you should probably be here like Thursday night before 7. Like you should probably be here.
Neat.
So we don't exactly tell everybody what's going on, but word of mouth spreads quickly.
That's
As soon as
really
I
cool.
text a few people, it goes like, it goes crazy. But yeah, if you guys haven't been in, you should come check it out
Yeah, I would
and
love to
invite
go.
your audience in. We have a
Well-
great happy hour.
Okay. When does happy hour start?
It's 5 to 7.
Okay.
So $5 martinis, $5 champagne, great drinks. It's cool. It's elevated. It's cool. It's yeah. It's kind of a who's who place.
Now, how does your wife feel about it now? Is she into it, like owning a bar now?
Yeah, I think for us, because we're both entrepreneurs, I think.
Is she a snappy dresser too?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Very stylish.
fashion gal.
Yeah,
Okay,
very hot.
I
I think for us, because we're entrepreneurs, like 5-year marks start itching. You want to go do something else, so we're definitely looking at like what's next
cool.
for us. But it's been great. It has its it's like anything. It's got its wins. It's got its losses. We've celebrated all of them.
Yeah.
For sure. Some nights swinging from the rafters, but it's been cool to know that we're putting a stamp on Nashville, and we got a lot of shit from it at first because it was like Hollywood coming to Nashville to try and change things. It's like
Because you changed the name?
yeah, because I came from LA. It's like most people don't even know that I got my start here,
Yeah.
We came back and we invested money here.
Yeah.
We're trying to save a place that I feel needs to still be there.
Do you still have a place in LA?
No. I went back. I was back there 2 weeks ago, and I haven't been back in 5 years. When I left, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I haven't wanted to go back, but I went back and saw some friends, went to a concert, stayed for 4 days, and I was ready to come home.
Sure.
But no.
You're
LA is
a
LA
Nashvilleian.
LA is a chapter closed that will probably never be reopened.
Nice.
Forge ahead and make new things happen.
Jason, thank you
Thank
for being so open and giving so many details about your career trajectory, especially with someone who doesn't know anything about you. You're probably used to sitting with people who know you already.
No.
So you're into this winging
Yeah.
it thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it's awesome. I think what you're doing is cool,
I'm having a good time. Like, I'm definitely getting my rocks off just doing this. This is like all I want to do all day, every day, even though I don't do it professionally. So I'm having a hell of a time.
Well, it's interesting because, it's nice when people haven't done any research and they're coming in with questions or loaded questions of like, well, tell us about, this band or, I always like to dig into the why.
I also don't. You're sitting with a person who deeply doesn't give a shit about celebrity. It is interesting context for being a Nashvilleian and being known as a premier city for creating music. And I think listeners will like that too and enjoy it. But for me, it's not the meatiest part of the conversation. I like what you said earlier about, being into the behind the scenes piece of it more than you are the shine, even though that's cool too. I mean, art.
It's interesting.
Art is art.
When you put yourself out there, like it's a different world. I mean, I've definitely put myself out there.
Yeah, you have.
It's not. I don't want any fame. Like I said, I'd rather the money. But it comes with a whole different set of things. I'm more interested in the people that are like fan kind of crazy. So like, just for example, I went to the mall, I think yesterday with my wife. Bought some sunglasses.
Okay, which mall?
Green Hills Mall.
GH. Yeah, I knew before you said it.
And we got out of the car and Post Malone was there. And
sure.
He was getting into his car, and then he got mobbed by people, and everybody wanted a picture with him.
You're like, we're in Nashville, be cool, brothers.
And Post is he's a very giving guy. Like he will sit out there and he'll sign every autograph. He'll take pictures. He'll make voice messages. He'll do that for his fans. I'm more interested in like the fans. Like, why are they so obsessed that they feel they need to go interrupt this guy's day to try and take a picture so then they can post that online to say, see, I met this guy.
Listen, this is not the first time or probably the last that we will talk about this exact thing on this podcast. It is a subject that comes up, and a local DJ and I were talking because she was one of our guests, and I shared with her that my philosophy is I think it's fucking weird to see someone who is known and immediately ask them for a favor. I think it's so fucking weird.
It is weird.
Like, hi, give me something because I love you.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's a very bizarro human interaction that I'm not into.
I understand it from the artist perspective. These are people that support you, that put you in the place that you probably can't ever imagine.
That's a fact.
How you got there.
Right.
Buying tickets. I understand that side of it. I just don't understand the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so is this in the parking lot or in the mall, the mall itself? So he's just, oh Lord.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
Well, but he's a good guy.
Well, I'm glad he took the time to do it, or of course held his boundary if he needed to.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Oh. It's just all the weird fanatics that like I just I don't get it, but
it's all part of it.
It is what it is.
I have two final questions for you.
Okay.
One is I would like, if you feel comfortable sharing, to talk more about meditation, just because I think it's interesting.
Yep.
And then a question that I sometimes ask when it feels right is there a question that you wish that I'd asked you?
Are you going to put me on the spot?
Well, you can think about that one. We can talk about meditation for a little bit if you feel so inclined.
So meditation was really easy for me. I grew up in a Southern Baptist, church, and it never really jived with me. I didn't get it. So I was always kind of like searching for religion, and I've read a lot about lots of different religions and kind of studied different things. Just kind of like looking, and I got into this guy named Paramahansa Yogananda, and he became like a mentor just through his writings, because he writes so prolific and so well, and explains things in such a way that you comprehend each sentence.
Does this person have a spiritual, I want to say the word vertical because of my industry. What's his niche? Is he a Christian?
No,
Is he
he's like
nothing?
Non-denominational.
Got it.
Just
Okay.
all
things.
all being. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is one. But anyway, I was having, in my 20s, I was having insomnia because I was working so much, and I was sleeping so little that my body just got to a point where I just couldn't sleep,
Yeah.
and I'd go days. And so I started diving in to meditation for that, and it was through Yogananda that made me kind of focus on that. And like one of his teachings was, you have to learn to control your thoughts in your brain. And it's tough, for somebody that's active and crazy and
We'll pause for just a second. I mean, we're almost done, and then that's okay. Are we back on, babe? Thank you, darling. Okay, so you were talking about meditation
Yep.
and seeking, and you were looking for a sort of antidote for insomnia.
Yes.
Keep going.
So one of the lessons in Yogananda's, one of his books was, to start meditating. And the way to start meditating is you find a chair that you're going to use every night, and you put a candle in front of you, and you light the candle, and you focus on the candle. And as soon as a thought pops in your head, you blow the candle out. And you have to start. It's just like success in life, right? It's baby steps. You have to take the steps before you can learn to walk, or you have to crawl. So, it would be like, okay, light the candle, stare at the thing, like nanoseconds. And you're like, oh, fuck, now I got to wait till tomorrow and do this again. And then eventually you start getting to the point where, you're sitting there for 30 seconds. Then you're sitting there for a minute, no thoughts. And then it goes to longer. And after 20 something years now, I can sit down for 30 minutes or an hour and turn everything off and recharge and just be grounded. But that helped get me through insomnia. And I think what it did was it taught me a trigger, something that would trigger in my brain. So I would do that, and I would still not be able to sleep. So what I did was I started playing it was Happy Gilmore, the first Happy Gilmore movie on VHS, and I would just tell myself that when Bob Barker hits Happy Gilmore, I'm going to go to sleep. And I think it was learning through sitting there and blowing that candle out and starting to focus on one thing. And then boom, Bob Barker would hit Happy Gilmore and I'd go to sleep. And so then that became almost like a ritual.
Wow.
And then as I started to progress with shutting things down, then I could go in and I could lay down. I could keep, TV off and just start to try to shut my mind down. And it's done a world of good for me.
Do you find that it has been, you just said a world of good. What are some other areas that it's been beneficial, do you think?
I think creativity. I think definitely like there's like information dumps. I think when you're sitting still that you don't think up that definitely come in from somewhere else, you know? And if you're open and you download that information and then you take that and move on that information, I think it's super beneficial. I mean, from a creative standpoint, it's absolutely fantastic. I think everybody should be meditating. I think it just centers you. I think it gives you energy. It just does like I said, a ton of good. I mean, I also like walking. You know, I love to get out and walk.
Yeah.
And that's another form of meditation for me because I can just sit there and I can process, I can think, and through meditation or through walking, like I get so many creative ideas. I'm able to work things out, you know, through those processes. But it's got to be one of those things that you have to. I think you have to just find and discover on your own. You know, you have to be willing. You have to be ready. You've got to seek it. You know, you seek it, it'll come to you.
When you talk about a sort of spiritual download, can you give me an example of when that has happened, how it happened, and how it might have shaped your work or something that you were sort of was in your subconscious that you were mulling over?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really like there's been times I've been sitting in like a meditation room because Aaron and we've always had like a meditation room, and I'll sit in there and I'll just get like this rush of ideas that I've never thought about. And that's why I say it's like a spiritual download. And then, like I said, it's what you choose to take out of there. There has been times where like I've gotten things and I've got myself out of that meditation and I've written everything down because it's just information. Like I'm going like, well, I didn't think of that, you know, but here's an answer of how to go do this.
Wow.
So, I think that's it. It's wild.
I think what's so fascinating, being such a young series that we're creating here, there are some kind of overlap of topics that people keep touching on. Spirituality is one of those topics. So that's why I wanted to dig in a little bit and have you share your experience.
Like I said, like growing up in like a Southern Baptist church, that just didn't resonate with me. You know, through meditation, you know, I've kind of found my angle and what really resonates with me and works. Yeah. It's an interesting topic. We could go on for days on this.
We could go on for days.
Yeah.
But I know you're a busy man. I'm not sure if it's your phone that's buzzing or mine, but probably yours. My last question, as I said earlier, is there anything that you want to be asked? I know you've been on other podcasts. You've been interviewed.
I don't know. I'm just surprised you didn't ask me who does my hair. Tony Armani.
Oh.
Yeah. Shout out.
Where does he work independently?
Tony, yeah. Tony's been doing my hair since I was 21, I believe 22.
You're shitting me.
Yeah. And I've got a great guy in LA that did my hair for a long time. But yeah, Tony Armani's my guy.
Okay, so since you brought it up, you know you have great hair. It's incredible hair. Is this natural curls?
Yes.
Oh, rude. They're so good.
Yeah. It's a very vain thing to say, but you got to give shout outs.
No, if I had hair like that, I'd be like, yeah, my hair's great. Yeah. I'm sitting here looking at it and I'm like, I want to get a perm. It's so good. The shape is really nice too, because it's difficult to rock natural curls if you don't go to a stylist that knows how to cut really, really well.
Yes. The style is super important to me. I had like straight hair until I was 12. and went through puberty, and then my hair started
And then boom.
curling. And I never liked it. I never, ever liked the curls. And I would, I'd grow it out. I'd cut it off. I'd do all
Would
kind
you
of things.
straighten it? Would you try
I
to?
did, yeah, because that was like back in the 80s.
80s and 90s, like curls were not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did I've always been hung out with like stylists.
Yeah.
And like the reverse perms and all the straighteners and all. I did all that stuff. And it's just been recently that I was like, oh man, I'm just going to like rock it.
It's so good. It's so good. And the color is really nice too. Do you do upkeep on your silver? Like, does he put like a toner or anything on it?
No, it's natural.
You're so lucky. It's really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Somewhat similarly, I spent my whole life believing I had straight hair, even though one of my aunts was a hairstylist. And I remember the first time my parents allowed her to give me a perm, I was like in junior high. And she was like, you don't have straight hair, right? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, when your hair's wet, if you flick it and there's a pattern, you have a wave pattern. Like your hair is not stick straight. I didn't listen to her. I let her perm my hair and I never knew how to style it. So it would like kind of go back to straight. But now that I'm an adult, I'm like, oh, I have wavy hair. And so now one of my feminist acts of rebellion is to most days refuse to blow dry my hair, because the idea that we have to be picture perfect and ready to go out of the house, like this is stereotypically, right? Like men obviously have longer hair as well, and it takes some men longer to do their hair. But why should I have to spend an extra hour and a half getting ready for the masses when I can just go out with wet hair and not give a what about it? So I do that. I just let it dry crazy and not fix it.
Live your best life.
I'm trying, Jason. Yeah. Or I should say Hollis. If the people are looking for you in other places, you mostly go by Hollis, right?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's what my friends call me. So I tend to just go by that. It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just easy.
Well, thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
It was lovely sharing space with you and just getting to look at maybe the best outfit I've seen in a hot month and a half.
Well, likewise. Like I said, I almost wore that exact outfit today, so I'm glad.
And you could have and given me a run for my money, for sure. Thank you. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Our show is executive produced by Sherry Day, Farley Day, and John Arnold. Produced, edited, and engineered by Jonathan Cossack. Additional camera work by Andrew Herner. Designed by Josh Ford. If you live in the Nashville area or are visiting soon and want to be a guest, email us at jonathan@freshconsumables.com. That's JONATHAN@freshconsumables.com. Want to hear more of Surprisingly's meaningful and unpredictable conversations? Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts. I'm your host, Bridget Dinahan. Thanks for listening.